Okay, I like the little pregame of Rinna and Erika talking about what's going to happen at the reunion before we even get there. Garcelle normally gets the look right. I don't mind the silver dress, but that lipstick, you know I like a bold lip, not a muted lip, and that lip is as quiet as a She by Sheree press release. Sutton ruined a great shoe with a sack dress, but who's shocked? And I don't know about them earrings. Can we wear those anymore, or is that cultural appropriation? Kyle Richards and this 1995 Amanda Bynes hair is going to really get on my nerves. How many clips did you need to put in there? 50 years old trying to look teenage. It ain't cute. Erika gonna say she looking forward to closing this chapter and moving on. Heifer, we gonna be grilling you about this brokenness as long as the lawyers are. We ain't letting up on this. Tom gonna steal $101 million and you think we gonna get over it in just one 4-part reunion? I'm sorry, Heifer, but you must not be familiar with Beat a Dead Horse Bravo, cause that's the network you on. Heifer gonna say, I can't answer certain things, but I'll give you every part of the story I can. You mean every part of the lie you can think up? Tom and your son rolling down hills in cars every 10 minutes and we supposed to buy your bull. So we finally get a confession out of Erika with no emotion that she does have sympathy and empathy for the victims. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Now you finally have sympathy and empathy after everybody's been told you how you look? How convenient. But in the same breath, she's saying, the other girls didn't live what I lived. They haven't been through what I've been through. So you still putting yourself first, Heifer. You got people out there been broke forever because they family died in an airplane crash. You out here living it up high on the hog, but oh, what you've lived through, all the caviar pie and baccarat glasses. Oh, the mansion and the heated pool, what you had to suffer through. Heck, you still probably got an Amex with no limit. You're still living in $1 million house while these people are destitute. That poor man from the fire has to get surgeries all the time. But what you lived through is what the girls should be considering. You rotten viper. Andy bring up that Sutton called an attorney, and Sutton said, look, I didn't call my attorney. I talked to a friend that was an attorney. I didn't pay billable hours for her bull. I got some cheap shit from a friend, because that's all she worth. Erika said her lawyers told her to quit the show, but she didn't because she has nothing to hide. No, you mean you have nothing to spend. Erika wants us to wait for the legal process to finish out before we judge her. We know that's going to take too long. Tom will never get justice because he's using the coot defense. Now, some of the other lawyers at Girardi and Keese are definitely responsible, and I think that you're very careful about what you're saying so that way they don't come and try to sue you for the little 4 cents you got. But you've tried too many other people in the court of public opinion for you to now want a different set of circumstances for your sorry self. Also, the fact that you're not trying to give any of these people the money that was clearly pissed away on your music career says a lot. You should have put out a single for them, a We Are the World feel. We are the thieves. We are the criminals. We are the shysters. We are the Shylocks. We are the bad guys. You could have done that, but you didn't. Do I think they should have fired Erika from the show? No, this is good mess. This is good old-fashioned mess. It is nice to see you fall down the stairs of life since you wanted to live off of stolen funds. Okay, so we gonna start with the Sutton package, but Sutton ain't that interesting. The only thing interesting about her is her divorce. I want to hear about how the forensic accountant found out that she had 2 stakes in baseball leagues. I want to find out that. I want to know more about that hiding money husband. I want to know about that. However, Sutton, I will give you credit for the read of the season when you said Erika put that doo-doo nail in your face. Going over this package, Sutton is a lot. She seemed to have calmed down when she was grilling Erika, but in the beginning, ooh, the textbook definition of a weak white woman. Sutton and Crystal both gonna say they've heard they're more alike than different, and I would say that's true because you both can't dress. You both want to head down to Ugly Frocks R Us and get something ill-fitting. So I guess in that way you're similar. Stylists and similar. Now, Rinna, how you gonna say Sutton ain't got a business? She has a whole store with, a lot of ugly things in there, but there are a whole bunch of tacky people in the world. I'm sure if Cabriza and Cabrizi could afford something from there, she'd go on a true shopping spree. And Rinna, really, nobody wanted to run around in your little caftans and wrap robes. You've closed two businesses, two stores. I remember Sarah Beth's. Nobody else does, but Pepperidge Farm remembers. Then you had to get on QVC and hawk some stuff, but they got sick of your antics on Twitter, so you got fired from them too. Maybe you just can't keep a business. That's your issue. So worry about keeping yours before you go after Sutton's. She knows enough well-heeled, wealthy people to keep herself in business. Ooh, but now we get to some real shade. When Sutton said she didn't want her daughter hanging out with Rinna's daughter. And I could see why, because Sutton's daughter is not in the mess while Rinna's daughters are running around with Kardashian exes. And skeezy ones with 3 children at that. I mean, when you're 19-year-olds running around dating a 39-year-old, I don't know if I'd want you in that group too. The daddy issues group. All right, we had Sutton's first backpedaling pussy pop when she said, "Oh, well, I didn't mean it in a bad way. It was shade. It was shade, heifer. It was shade. And it's fine. Nobody else would want their kids doing that foolishness either. You know they high." Erika is giving complete and utter stank face during Sutton's segment. I mean, she's just looking angry and constipated and broke. Now, there's been a lot of speculation, like Southern Slim just said in the chat, that Erika's face is puffy and she can't afford glam. I think that she's giving us this bullfrog jaw on purpose so that she doesn't look rich, so that she doesn't look as beat, so that people feel sorry for her. I ain't. That's just the jawline you always had, but now the Botox ain't holding it up no more. You see, we're having another true colors moment from Erika when Andy asks her, is she trying to date? Yes, I'm trying to date. Somebody help. Giving damsel in distress to you means somebody come help you with these legal bills. And also, your marriage of 20, 30 years just ended abruptly with chitete and theft. And you're not so broken up over that where you need time to heal. You ready to get under the next dick. Okay. Sounds like you're feeling really sorry to me. Sutton, what keeps making you get these assholes in your life? First, you got your husband trying to take you to the cleaners in the divorce, and now your boyfriend breaking up with you on Valentine's Day weekend. You might need to sage yourself or something, heifer. Sutton said, I was devastated, but now I'm dating. Erika said, who are you dating? I can't believe you got a man before me. Yeah, because she ain't bringing no money troubles to the table. You've already shown your hand. Men already know, okay, you want to spend $40,000 a month of my money on glam. I don't know if there's a real market for that, especially at your age. If they gonna do that, it's gonna be somebody 23, not 53. You done aged out of the game, heifer. Now we've got Garcelle's package. Oh God, now the chip heifer talking. And all of these words, this was a word salad. Passively provocative? Passively provocative? Can you even explain that, chip heifer? Oh, Utz bitch, I'm sick of her. You and your piglet bring nothing to the show. So Garcelle asked the chip heifer for an apology for calling her a bully, and she is just dancing around. She said, well, I said I used the wrong word. Well, then say I'm sorry, heifer, and move on. So she's saying, well, the element of the word bully is incessant, and you were taking incessant jet. Look, we know what the element of the word is, but she ain't fit all of them, so she ain't a bully. And oh my goodness, it was 2 or 3 times. Y'all didn't even hang out like that because, she ain't staff at your house, since those are the only people of color your children know, at your own admission. Pepperidge Farm remembers. So now Dorit mad that Garcelle made a few comments about her on the confessionals. That's the talk behind your back segment. No, those are things that you might have been thinking at the time but decided not to say, or once you thought on the moment, had a different opinion. That's weak, Dorit. Just like you. Garcelle's legs look so smooth and buttery and moisturized. I just want to give her props for that. Them legs is doing it. So now Rinna pipe up and Garcelle says, look, we will get to it. Hold on. I'll do whatever I want. You don't tell me what to do. Okay, so they're really coming for Garcelle this season. However, That is good because now it's showing that, all right, these ladies can have an interaction without it being racist, and it will keep her on the show because otherwise she ain't gonna be on here if she ain't got no arguments with nobody. That's part of the plot. Now, Black Girl Gratitude in the chat said Rinna didn't have that energy for Kim when she handed that bunny back to her, but Rinna did the right woman run off and cry. So I would rather Rinna bark back and then, we just have an exchange of words between friends who ain't friends no more than Rinna playing the hurt white woman and running off and crying. But that's just me. And Black Girl Gratitude, Rinna a soap opera actress, so that just gave me a soap opera move. Okay, so when did PK tell you to pull this "let me finish Garcelle" stunt? Because he cooked that up. We could tell the way he was trying to be a crisis manager for Erika. He's the one who kept your uninteresting butt on this show, and I think this season might be your swan song. They need a new heifer. Garcelle, like the professional she is, does not react to the histrionics and just says, make a point, Dorit. And Dorit, you always get cut off because it takes forever for you to make a point. And that's why you and Kyle got into it, because you snapped on Kyle like this. Again, Pepperidge Farm remembers. So Andy says, all right, we got to wrap the boring part up. But where do y'all stand? And Garcelle says, well, I don't dislike her. I don't dislike her at all. Oh, if that wasn't an I don't know her. So now we've got Garcelle versus Rinna, and Garcelle says, I just thought her trying to get in good with me on my birthday and bringing me that pasta sauce was for the show. A little bit, at least a little bit. Because I know she is Snake, and she still won't apologize to Denise Richards. Erika, why are you butting in? You can't afford this conversation. These heifers own homes and you in a rental. Shut up. I think Rinna's going to get to a point where she's tired of reaching out. Garcelle says she didn't know and she needed some time. Rinna wants it to be back together like that so that she could have a partner in crime for the show that she could throw up under the bus. And she watched her throw a white woman under the bus, so she knows what she'll do to her. So Garcelle tell Lisa, well, you didn't have my back against Dorit. Lisa gonna say, well, I agreed with the chip. Sutton in this sorry fitting dress gonna come in. I mean, ooh, it looks terrible. But she say Rinna ain't have her back either. But Sutton, Rinna's never seen it for you. Ooh, but now Garcelle says, well, honey, I heard that you said I shouldn't have brought race into the show because we don't tackle those kind of topics. Tell the truth and shame the devil. And I'm sure Rinna was very uncomfortable around those conversations. I would never say that, by the way, Garcelle. Garcelle snapped and said, I don't know that. Ooh, that was Ebony K. Williams energy. Now, Ain't Misbehaving in the chat pointed out that Lisa brought Sutton on the show. However, how often does one person bring somebody on the show and they can't stand them 2 episodes in? I feel like whenever somebody brings you on the show, unless you are a Robin and Gabrissi package deal, I'm sorry, Dixon and Gabrissi deal, you two's gonna fall out. Ashley brought Candace on the show and you see where they is today. So Rinna completely tries to dance around the race thing and brings up the fact that Garcelle wants Denise to come back and Rinna to go. It was a joke on Watch What Happens Live, but she's holding on to this tightly so that she can escape the racist remarks. I see through you, Rinna. You are the queen of spin. Garcelle said, okay, so none of you are uncomfortable now that we're talking about different topics. And Crystal said, I'm okay talking about it. Ha ha! I'll let the other ladies answer that one. I'm good. So now Rinna the one who wants an apology. Because you insinuated that I didn't want to talk about race. You don't. Would you have actually said to me I didn't like you bringing up race on the show? Good question, Garcelle. Now, of course, Erika gonna co-sign for Rinna, but that's why Rinna's been riding for her, so they the little gruesome twosome. Rinna wouldn't have said that. She's stupid, but she ain't that stupid. So Rinna's spinning the story yet again. You reached out to me and said, let's make things better. And Garcelle said, no, you reached out to me and said, I hurt your business. And what she was trying to do was get Garcelle to tell some of their personal business, but she wouldn't do it. So they still try to paint her as this unhappy black woman. Harry's been watching the show and he said, Garcelle is so unhappy. Is she okay? She's fine. She looks very happy on the show. And it's not that she checks out, it's that y'all have boring conversations, especially when you're talking, Chip Heffer. So Rinna run over to Garcelle and sit next to her. Just give me a chance. Erika said, girl, what is happening here? She's trying to not look racist. So Rinna and Garcelle agreed that they're going to start on the good foot again after Rinna begged. Garcelle, that was some great acting. So after a little commercial for Halloween Kills, we get back to Erika's marriage. And she said, I told him to leave me if he was in love with somebody else, but he ain't say shit. Well, that was the shit. Let's get on to Halloween Kills.